Hello my Poke darlings and welcome to this week's video. I'm really excited because I'm going to be unboxing the Vivid Voltage ETB that I have had for so long and have yet to open, so I'm happy to do that here with you. Before we get started, I do want to talk a little bit about this channel and what it is that I'm aiming to do. Last week I posted a video of my top 10 queer favorite Pokemon, and that caused quite the stir. I've got a lot of really positive feedback, and then I got some really interesting comments. So I figured that I would go and start off this video with a timeline of these comments and address them, give you some insight of what it is that Professor Lavender is trying to do with this community. So if you stick with me through all of this, at the end of it, we're gonna be unboxing the ETB. One of the comments that I did get, which I actually really appreciated, was, so why, since the Pokemon is queer, does it mean so much? Well, my friends, it's not actually about whether or not Pokemon is queer. It's actually about carving space for queer people to have these dialogues and feel part of the fandom. Queer people are often underrepresented in the media and in fandoms, in public conversations. So this is a method for us to come together, build community, and speak about it in these public forums. I know we often think about social media as being public spaces and that everybody can infiltrate them, but we also need to realize that some of the public conversations that are going to be happening on these platforms are not for everybody. So although I posted a video that may have been seen by a lot of viewers, that video is actually very much directed to the queer community who are having those conversations already. And also, I'm not the first person to say that Pokemon is a queer franchise. In fact, there are many examples of this on the internet, in scholarly writing, in many different texts that actually have outlined the ways in which Pokemon has been a very positive franchise for the queer community. What's really important about this work is that by reading these cultural artifacts as queer, it allows us to have conversations amongst each other and to also see ourselves in spaces that we aren't often seen. There's also this assumption that we haven't always been around, but we have always loved Pokemon since the early 90s. In fact, I remember being a child and the only people at school who liked Pokemon ended up being queer in the end. What's really obvious is that we just haven't been able to be open about it, because when we are open about it, then we get the comments and feedback like I've seen this week. It's really not about Pokemon or Pokemon creatures being queer. It's about being able to visualize ourselves and being part of this conversation. The other comment I got a lot of is, but Pokemon is not gay. Well, I never really said they were. I made a list of Pokemon who I thought represented queer tropes. In fact, the word queer has been reclaimed by the LGBTQ two-spirited community as a form of resisting heteronormativity. We use the term to create space and solidarity amongst ourselves. Queer and queerness is a terminology and an ode to those of us who've been othered in our lives. Queerness also exists on a spectrum of gender, affect, and sexuality, which means we may use it to mean gay, lesbian, bi, pansexual, but we may also talk about it as an affective quality. For instance, our performativity, whether we're femmes, whether we're non-binary, whether we fluidly change our appearances or our needs or our desires. Essentially, the term means that we are not conforming to heteronormativity. So anything that is different. So really what is being said is that Pokemon does not conform to heteronormativity. And we see this in Pokemon, as I've mentioned, who may appear more feminine but be masculine. For instance, I gave the example of Machop, who can either be male or female, but look very heavily masculine. This form of queering appearances is what we are signaling and seeing as important, because that normalizes that difference. Actually, if you are a fan of Pokemon, you're a fan of queerness, because it means anything but normal. The next comment that I've received is that this conversation is just for new content, just to ruffle up some feathers. So Pokemon is queer is not new, and we're not just doing this for content. Queerness has inhabited the Pokemon franchise and world since the early 90s. There are so many examples of this. For instance, Professor Ivy is being a lesbian as outlined by writers of Pokemon themselves. Team Rocket James for constantly queering his appearances and cross-dressing. And most recently, Blanche, the Team Mystic non-binary trainer. By stating that Pokemon is not queer or not gay or not different, we are actually erasing factual and canonical components of the franchise. One of the most interesting comments I've gotten a lot of was that Pokemon is for children, so we actually shouldn't engage with gender and sexuality on television. Making this form of statement is very similar to saying that children should learn about gender and sexuality in school. Queer representation in the media, in television, in film is incredibly important because it allows young queers to feel seen and represented. It also gives them the terminology and assertiveness and ability to talk about their queerness. How many queers don't come out until much later in their lives because they don't know how to talk about queerness with their friends and their family? The earlier they learn about queerness and that this is okay, the more articulate they'll be when they want to talk about their sexual and gender desires and needs. Not to mention, this is not the only kids show that actually has queer content. You've probably vetoed these other television shows. Sailor Moon Crystal, the original 90s Sailor Moon, Marvel Universe, the DC Universe, Cardcaptor Sakura, Arthur, and Scooby-Doo Mystery. Pokemon is not the franchise that's really gonna disrupt our ideas and our values. The next comment is, leave our Pokemon alone. Who in this statement is our? That's my question. And why is it that certain people in community and population feel like they are more entitled to this franchise than other? Are our non-queer people? Are they heteronormative people? We need to have that conversation because we don't actually get to own Pokemon. We can look at it, we can analyze it, we can be fans, but it seems a little bit odd that Pokemon would only be open to one form of the population. And when we think about who is Pokemon only for children? If so, should adults not be engaging with it? Is Pokemon only for straight people? Because if so, then why is it that queer people have been engaging with it since its inception? Pokemon is not owned by its community and by its fans, which means that we can engage with it how we want to engage with it. And you can engage with it how you'd like to engage with it. Pokemon engages with its community and changes with community needs. And that's why we've seen a development in the addition of these different characters, because it is reacting to a cultural need for diversity and inclusion. So in general, Pokemon has actually listened to us queer people, and Pokemon has invited us and told us, we are listening to your needs and we are going to address them. Finally, another comment that I just wanted to address very quickly is, I am so sorry if I shared some infactual information about Pokemon. It has left some of you very upset. I promise to do better in the future. All right, my Poké darlings, that's everything I have up for today. We're gonna get right into the boxing. So we have the box. I've been using these so much now to actually store cards. So we have this for all of you. The energies as usual, the sleeves, the card game rules, dividers. You've all seen this before. The ETB has been all over the place. And the most exciting, the packs. So we're gonna get into them. So hopefully we get something good. And I just want to extend again all of my gratitude to all of you who've been following, who've been liking, who've been super sweet, very kind. We got a Wooper, a Dedenne, a Pikipek, a Choodle, a Riolu, a Shuppet, a Hollow Tornadus, Hitmotop, and a Krokorok, an Energy, and a Hero's Medal. I have not gotten anything really interesting from the Vivid Voltage yet, so I'm Hoping that we get something really, really fun. Caster Bath, Hitmotop, Spoobat, Oshawott, Duskull, Ferroseed, Riolu, Sandile, a Krokorok Reverse Hollow, and a Flareon. Anytime we get a Flareon, that's a win in my books. You all know that already. I recently bought from eBay the two energies with Flareon and Umbreon, and they are beautiful, and I'd recommend that if anybody wants them, they're pretty much all over eBay right now for about $11 each. I got 11. I think it cost 16 for both. Eevee. We're gonna put all the Eevees aside. Electric, Clefairy, Go-Goat Reverse Hollow, and a Barraskewda. All right, so far this has been a pretty uneventful ETB. Let's just say that. Here's another code card for you. Water Energy, Ferrothorn, a Go-Goat, Careless, a Duskull, a Voltorb, a Weedle, a Jilbur, Clefairy, Reverse Hollow Oshawott, ooh, and a Xerneas Hollow. Check out that beauty. And look how good that beauty looks like on this mat. That's a pretty cool card. It's like a deer of some sort. All right, friends, sending you all some positive vibes, some good feelings. Hopefully you had a good day today, good week. An Stadium, a Skiddo, another Eevee, a Trubbish, a Shuppet, another Choodle, Reverse Hollow Mudsdale, and a Togekiss VMAX. Yeah, there's our first hit of this video. I wouldn't want to ruffle any more feathers, but Togekiss and Togepi are queer Pokemon. Yep. I, again, really want to thank the support I've had, the amount of DMs and likes and such that I've received from people who I wouldn't have even expected, who are, really excited about this content. It's been really nice. It's been really inspiring, actually, to hear some of you talk about how this has been something you're really interested in and engaged with and excited about. Charmeleon, Pickerchin, Telescopic Sight, Electric, Clefairy, Phanpy, Yanma, Meowth, Reverse Hollow Pick-a-Peck, and a Shiftry. Alright, so we've got one hit, 3 Eevees. Let's see what else we can get. I should be actually grading real exams right now. And I keep saying that, but Pokemon's been taking over my life. Sableye, Execute, Woobat, Beldum, Blitzel, Milcery, Reverse Hollow Cottonee, and another Tornadus. I just got a Tornadus somewhere. Man, these things are... Tornadus and Zygardes? Can we have enough of them, really? Alright, last pack magic. Sending you all love and positivity, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely, lovely week. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here with me. Okay, we're sending you a fist pump. Galvantula, a Swallow, League Staff, a Shuppet, another Choodle, Riolu, another Eevee, Seedot, Clobbopus, and a Japion V. All right. That is 2 hits. And this really beauty card. Check those ones out. These are probably my favorite. These are my favorite from this week's. So thank you so much for tuning in, my Poke Darlings. I'm here every Tuesday with a new video for you and some really cool queer content for those of you who are interested. So stick with me, follow me on Instagram if you want to see more. And again, I am sending you so much love and appreciation. This week has been life-changing, and I really, really, really am so happy to have all of you along on this journey with me. So I'm sending you so much love. Please take care.